Hey guys, how much do you value yourself? What opinion do you have of yourself is known as self-esteem. In this video, we will look at 7 signs of low self-esteem. Do watch out because you might be showing one of these signs without even realizing it. Let's get started. First sign, negative social comparison. What is social comparison? We as humans have a tendency to judge and compare ourselves with people around us, be it with friends, families, relatives, and even co-workers. Why do we have this habit of comparison? One of the reasons could be, since childhood, we have always been compared with other children. Our marks have been compared with the toppers in the class. Most of the times, this acts in a positive way because comparison can act as a source of inspiration. You might think that if someone can do this, if someone can achieve something, then why not me? So you make goals, you work towards them, and then you achieve them. The problem arises when people do negative social comparison. People with low self-esteem have a higher possibility of comparing themselves with people who are better than them. And after doing this comparison, they start feeling bad about themselves. And the problem is because they look at it from a negative perspective. They think that people around them are doing so well in life, they are excelling in life, they are achieving big things, whereas they are stuck and not able to achieve anything big. This further leads to the feeling of I'm not doing good enough, I'm not good enough, and it further damages the self-esteem. Second sign of low self-esteem, negative self-talk. Self-talk is our inner dialogue or the mental chatter that we have with ourselves. People with low self-esteem always tend to focus on the flaws rather than focusing on their strength. They always find something or the other negative things about themselves. If something goes wrong, they blame themselves or they find some or the other faults within themselves, be it about their appearance, their personality, or their abilities. Common examples of negative self-talk are, I can't do this, I don't have all the resources to do this, it's too complicated, I'm not getting good at this, I'm not strong, and the list goes on. Third sign of low self-esteem. You might have come across people who, even after making a decision, worry that they might have made a wrong choice. This becomes even worse when they share this decision with other people and other people come off with a different opinion. This further leads to a great deal of self-doubt and double guessing. And that is why over time, people with low self-esteem have problems taking decisions in their life. Let's take an example. Imagine a person wants to change his career path. So in order to seek information and advice, he talks to tons of people. But at the end of the day, even after having all the information and advice, he's not able to take a decision. He sits on the decision, he procrastinates, and he keeps on pushing the decision. And the underlying reason is because that person believes that he has lost the ability to take good decisions in life. And this further damages his self-esteem because then he thinks that I can't even take good decisions in life. Fourth sign of low self-esteem, lack of boundaries. What are boundaries? Boundaries are limits that we set with other people which define what is acceptable and what is not acceptable in their behavior towards you. For example, you could define a boundary at workplace which states that nobody should talk about your personal life. People with low self-esteem have a hard time in creating these boundaries, either because they feel guilty or they fear that people will stop liking them. But this creates a problem. People stop respecting your space and your time, and this adds on to your stress, and you start wondering, you get angry and you get frustrated, and you think, why are people not respecting my life? Where in fact, because you did not establish a boundary at the first place, you are now facing this problem. This is also connected to people-pleasing behavior. People-pleasing behavior can be a common symptom of low self-esteem. People with low self-esteem do not think very high of themselves. So in order to gain external validation, they go above and beyond to ensure that other people are happy and comfortable. Majority of the times, this neglects their own needs, their own wants, and they might end up agreeing to something they don't really want to agree to. Sixth sign of low self-esteem. This is trouble accepting compliments, trouble accepting positive feedback. Research suggests that low self-esteem is correlated to not being able to accept compliments. This happens because people with low self-esteem do not think positive about themselves, but when someone compliments them, they find it difficult to digest it since it doesn't align with their belief. For example, imagine that a person believes that he is not good at a specific task, but at the same time, when his colleague compliments him on the accuracy of that task, he finds it very difficult to accept it. He looks at the compliment with suspicion, and it's very difficult for him to change that belief because inside him, he believes that he's not good at that task. Another common example is, imagine someone wins a competition, and when people come to compliment that person, he negates that compliment, he negates those compliments by saying that it was sheer luck that I won, it was because of external condition. This happens because inside him, he feels that he does not deserve to win because he's not good enough. That again connects to low self-esteem. Seventh sign of low self-esteem, lack of control. People with low self-esteem feel that they have very little control over their lives. They believe that they have very little or limited ability to bring about a change in them or in their life. They start believing that their life is a result of external factors, of external events, and they have no control over it, and they start feeling powerless. Over time, they start blaming others for their situation. They blame their job, they blame their company, they blame their people around them, when the truth is our future is in our hands. If we decide to achieve something and we work towards it, we can surely achieve it. But the people with low self-esteem do not have this belief. They believe that they can't do anything about their situation and they are stuck in an infinite loop. We have now come to the end of the video. We looked at 7 signs of low self-esteem, but then how to raise your self-esteem and how to overcome these signs. This is what we'll look at in the next video. If you enjoyed this video, if you found this useful, please like and share this video. Please subscribe to this channel and don't forget to press the bell icon to be notified about new uploads. Thank you.